This is TaskSpoon, the series where I aim to complete the collection log one random task at a time. After nearly 2 years and over 4,000 hours of gameplay, I'm finally ready to take on RuneScape's endgame as I venture into the elite tier. Welcome to Season 4 of TaskSpoon. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 157 of the TaskSpoon series. In the last video, we did some Wilderness Slayer and some Wildy bosses where we got some insane luck there. We then moved on to a Cree task where I also had some insane luck, and we ended by rolling a Master Clue task, which essentially means I need to go farm for elite clues to hand them in for Master Clues, and I don't really know what I want to do yet, so I'm going to go think about that. Pretty much every endgame activity that I want to do in terms of upgrades also drops elite clues, so this is one of the rare chances that I actually get to choose what I want to go and do, and sometimes I get a little bit of decision paralysis when I get to choose that kind of stuff, just because I'm so used to just doing whatever the spreadsheet says. So I'm going to think about all the things that I want to get in terms of item unlocks, and then I'll decide what I want to do from there. Also, not to mention, it's already pretty late, and I was probably going to find something to AFK anyway, and for some reason, I keep getting elite and hard clue nests from woodcutting, which I essentially can just go and trade right in for a master right away, so yeah, maybe I'll get some of those as well. Okay, I have come up with a list of things that I actually want to do for one reason or another, and I have categorized them into a few different sections. For starters, things that can get me elite clues that will also train some skills. For example, Shades of Morton. I need fire making and prayer levels still, and that's a good way to do it. Not to mention, I already have a bunch of remains in the bank. There's also woodcutting and fishing on there that are more like AFK stuff that still technically could get me clues, but is more for like late night or editing or something like that, like I'm doing right now. There is the Spindle Raids category, which is things that can get me elite clues that will give me items that I really want. So for Spindle, I need the Voidwaker gem. For Raids, well, there's lots of stuff I need from Raids, but most notably a deck scroll from Cox would be amazing. And then there is the things that should get me fast elite clues that I don't really have any ulterior motive for. So for example, Barrows is a good one, and I also have Nex on there if I want to go over to Nex and maybe try my luck at some of those items as well. So I have a bunch of stuff now that I want to do, and I don't really know what I'm going to do first, but it's good to have options. I'm going to jump around a little bit and just do whatever I feel like doing at the time, because that's the advantage of this task right now for me. So I'm going to do it. For starters, I'm going to do some Shades of Morton. I'm going to go through all the 420 whatever remains that I have in the bank already that I got on a previous task and didn't end up using. So I'm going to do that real quick. It should get me like 3 or 4 elite clues just from this alone. So that should be a nice little head start. Recently, they've made a lot of good changes to Shades of Morton, including one that I take full credit for tweeting Mod Ash to change it, which was the length of time before your loot despawns when you actually burn the shades. And one of the things they changed is, while making pyre logs, they've now added a make X option. So you'll notice here when I take out this stuff, it'll say like, how many do you want to make? And you can make all. Which is cool if you want to be lazy, but you used to be able to do it really fast by manually combining them all, and now there isn't an option to turn it off, and so like I just have to sit here and wait, and this takes forever, and I don't know why they thought this was a good idea. At the very least, they could have added an option in the settings to toggle, kind of like with the darts, how you have a make X option now, but I guess I'm almost done. It was fine, it gave me a chance to eat some food, but it was definitely a lot slower than I was anticipating. But I will say, these changes are very nice. Not only the change that I talked about, how the loot lasts 5 minutes here, but also they added a left-clicked option for all of the steps in burning the shades, so you no longer have to be like constantly using things from your inventory. You can just click on the thing 3 times, wait, do it again, do that for your whole inventory, and then collect all of your loot. Way nicer. It's kind of funny that the outfit that you get for doing this activity doesn't actually have any use at the activity itself. The Zealot robes don't have any use here at all. it'd be kind of cool to see them, like, have either a chance to save the remains that you're burning, or perhaps just a flat percent XP increase on the prayer XP. But yeah, I realized I actually had to go and look it up to see if it did work, but sure enough, there's no use for zealot robes here at all, so I get to keep my amazing outfit on. So we ended up with around 350-ish keys. I'm not actually going to do the math, I don't really care, but like I said, it's about a 1 in 100 something for an elite clue, so we should get 3 elite clues from this. I usually save this for the outro, but like half you guys usually click out of the video by then, so if you want to support the channel, be sure to check if you're subscribed, maybe leave the video a like and leave me a comment. Those are the 3 best ways to help my videos out with the YouTube algorithm, and I really appreciate it. So if you can do any of those, then thank you. Well, that sucks. Almost unbelievably, I went through all 300 and whatever keys I just got and didn't get a single elite clue. Thanks, game, I guess. Let's move on to something else. So I'm gonna try something I've never done before. Someone told me that there is a Callisto mass CC that, as you can see here, there's already people outside waiting. And I'm just gonna go and try and kill some Callisto. Yeah, this is a thing, apparently. Okay. So the way this works is they do it on a high-risk world, so everyone just sort of brings the same, like, almost like rag gear, where you pretty much are just willing to risk everything that you have, and then anytime a PKer enters, everyone just mobs them. It's sort of like a group mentality, where as long as we're all skulled and willing to attack, then the PKers can't really do anything, and then that just gives us free reign to kill the boss very quickly. Now, specifically, this is very good for me right now, because you just get lots of opportunities for drops, and each opportunity is the chance of getting an elite clue. So even though I'm probably not going to be getting much loot per se, considering it gets like split between enough people, I don't know how exactly it splits the loot. You have to do a certain percentage of the damage or something. Like as you can see there, I didn't get that drop because I didn't do enough damage, but as long as you get loot, you have the same chance to get an elite clue on every kill, which I believe, with a Ring of Wealth imbued, which I have, is a 1 in 50. And as you can see, the kills happen very fast, so hopefully this should be some quick elite clues. Wow, that was quick. I love that I go and do like 4 hours of making pirate logs, and not even including all the time it took me to get the remains in the first place, going and opening 300 plus chests at Shades of Morton and getting no elite clues, and then I go and kill 9 Callisto. It takes like 4 minutes and I get one. That's great game. Alright, and a quick trip over to the jellies, got myself the hard clue I needed to hand in for a master, and got an extra hard clue available with an easy and medium already handed in, so we're 1 elite away from another master. Let's go do this clue. Alright, 1 master casket acquired. Honestly, I'm not too concerned, seeing how fast I got that elite clue. I'm okay with going back to that Callisto mass, but it would be nice to be done right about now. Alright, never mind. But like I said, let's just go back to that Callisto mass and see if I just got really lucky, or if this is a very good way to get elite clues. Hey, there we go, another elite. Honestly, my favorite part about these Callisto masses isn't even how fast the elite clues are, which they are fast and it is very nice, but it's just so relaxed. Like, there's no mechanics, there's no thinking. Even though you're in the wilderness, there's no real risk of anything, because it's like, who's gonna attack people in there? You're just gonna get mobbed to death. I don't know, I'm liking it a lot so far. There's something about seeing a Follow the Bard step for me now, knowing that I have every item just at the bank ready to go. It just feels, it feels great, to be honest. And there is another Master Casket acquired. Let me go bank stuff. Alright, I got a good feeling about this one. Hey, let's go! Hasidious Hood, we're done, heck yeah! That might be the first time in this entire series that I said I have a good feeling about something, and then actually got the thing that I wanted. That's incredible. I am extremely happy, though, that I went and tried out the thing at Callisto. A bunch of people from the clan have been doing Callisto masses for a while now and talking about how good it is, and I definitely see the appeal. Very easy, very fast clues, lots of supplies, and nice and AFK. But yeah, happy to move on. Let's go roll a new task, see what we're doing. Alright, here we go, back on the spreadsheet, complete the task, and let's see what we're doing. I don't really know if I have anything in mind, but just something that I can complete quickly would be nice. Get one unique champion scroll. Not exactly what I was thinking of, but okay. So I only actually have 3 options left for this. Earth Warriors, Lesser Demons, and Skeletons. Now, Earth Warriors I really don't want to do. I did 1 Earth Warriors task on my Wildy Slayer task, and they were not very fun to kill, and you're in the wilderness. So I'm probably going to either do Lesser Demons or Skeletons. I'm going to look into if either of them have a really good spot to do it at. I got a cannon and a bunch of cannonballs to use, so that's good. But yeah, let me go look into it first. So I'm going to try for the Skeleton Champion Scroll first. I know the best spot is definitely in the wilderness, but I don't really feel like doing that right now. I kind of want to like AFK somewhat. So I'm just here in the Volcano Dungeon on the Karandra. I don't really know if this is that good. The wiki said there's a bunch of skeletons here, so I'm just going to try it out. Okay, so I've decided skeletons down there are just a little bit too slow. I'm hoping that somewhere in the wilderness is going to get me more kills per hour. I've heard that there are a bunch of skeletons just sort of right here by these coal rocks. I haven't actually gone to look at it, but I think there should be in multi, there should be a bunch of them, and like, nobody ever really goes here, so I'm not too concerned about dying. It's also like really close to the wilderness ditch, so yeah, should be no problem. Even if I do die, I don't really risk anything. Obviously, the cannon will be on the ground, so like, I don't lose anything but the cannonballs, so yeah, let's go try it out. So unfortunately, it looks like the multi-lines end here. That's what these red lines are. But I think if I put my cannon down, which I'm just putting it in the spot that it recommended, there was just a cannon symbol there from the plugin. But if I put it down there and then I go and stand in multi, I think I should be able to hit all of them. I don't know. We'll see how this works. So I think this spot is pretty good. I don't actually need to worry about being in multi. Just being behind these rocks is usually good enough. Skeletons will get stuck on various rocks, and I'll usually kill them before they even get to me, which means that my cannon can just be firing the whole time. And yeah, I'm going to do a little math. I'm going to start a timer and see how many kills per hour I'm getting here, and then figure out how long this should take me. Okay, so I did 20 minutes of full focus skeleton killing, just to see what my optimal rates will be. And in those 20 minutes, I got 270 kills, which means that per hour, I should be getting around 810 kills, which I'm going to round down to 800 kills per hour just because, you know, there's some variance and that way it sounds kind of cleaner, which means that if I go on rate, this should only take me like 6.5 hours of skeleton killing, which I say only, but that is kind of boring, but all things considered, it's not too bad. Okay, hello and good morning to the gamers. It is Wednesday, which means it is update day, and the most important things, at least for me in the update, is they have added some combat achievements to the Amoxliatl and the Huaycotl, which I believe, if I just click on this right here, I should get a bunch of them. 7 combat achievements, nice. I think I am going to go back and just go and do some of these, specifically at the Amoxliatl, because I don't really have a reason to go back there anytime soon, and they're all very easy, and then maybe even check out a few at Huaycotl. But yeah, that's just nice to see, and other than that, there really isn't anything of interest, so I'm just going to continue this. And a little update as far as the skeletons go. I believe I've killed about 1,800. It's kind of hard to tell. The loot tracker doesn't track anymore because I'm using the Bone Crusher, and like half the time they don't drop anything. So I'm just going off Bone Crusher charges, but then I also did like 400 kills before I started that. So it's a pretty rough estimate. I believe I've killed around 1,800. And yeah, just going to continue here. Not really much else to say. Kind of boring, but oh well. Oh my god! I wasn't even looking at the screen! I got it! Oh my goodness, that was so fast! Let's go! I have been awake and killing skeletons for 7.5 minutes, and we got the scroll. Let's go! As always, we're gonna go kill the champion before we consider the task officially complete, but the champion is a level 40 skeleton. Literally a lower combat level than the skeletons I was killing before. The only special thing is you can only use ranged, and that's not really a okay, he's dead. Very challenging. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand that these champions were implemented in the game a long time ago, where maybe something like that was somewhat of a challenge, but specifically with that one, I always found it funny that most of the skeletons that you find in the game are like either level 29 or 45, and it's like, you made the champion level 40, and all it does is attack with range, like, okay, cool. You expect someone that's killed 5,000 skeletons on average to not be able to kill a level 40 skeleton, but oh well, it doesn't really matter. We are done. Moving on. Let's go do some of those combat achievements. Gonna go start with the Amoxicladdle, like I said, and honestly, all of these combat achievements are pretty easy, other than maybe the Speed Chaser. Killing it in less than 30 seconds isn't gonna be impossible by any means, but that's a fast kill, so it might take a little bit to get good luck. But other than that, everything else should be pretty easy. Well, there's 3 combat achievements right away. And another combat achievement. Man, that was a 43-second kill, and that was about as fast as I'm gonna be able to do it without doing some sneaky stuff like Ruby bolt specking with Venge and stuff. I don't know, 30 seconds might be a little fast. Okay, that's as fast as it's gonna get. 36 seconds. There's no way. I don't know. Yeah, that was like perfect RNG on not only the damage, but also the procs of the Blood Moon set, and I still was 6 seconds short. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this. I'm gonna try a few times with Darox, because maybe I'll just get lucky and hit a bunch of back-to-back like 90s, but that might be one of the harder speed times I've seen for an elite task. I was actually looking up on Reddit, and pretty much everyone agrees that they either need to make the time longer and keep it as an elite task, or make it a master or even grandmaster task, because it's very hard to do without doing some sort of special techniques with either Ruby bolt specs or venging and thralling, or just a bunch of different things. So I'm gonna try with Darox, but I do not have very much hope for it. So I think I'm just gonna call it on the attempts here. I think they're gonna make some changes, and I'm just gonna wait for them. And it's nothing to do with the fact that I died. Don't worry about it. Honestly, I just don't feel like grinding my face against something that I think they're gonna change just to hope for good RNG. Like, I just don't think it's worth it. So we're gonna call it there. 8 out of 9 on the combat achievements for Amoxicladdle. Let's go do some Huecoatl achievements. So as far as the Huecoatl combat achievements go, there are a bunch of them that I should be able to get just from killing the boss. So I'm gonna just do a few kills first, and then we'll worry about the specific ones in a sec. Oh, there's a couple right there. Oh, I forgot to record, but there is another one for only using my Dragon Hunter Lance. And another one for only using Earth spells. For some reason, that's a combat achievement. And that's actually where I'm gonna call it. I did a bunch more kills trying to get the perfect combat achievement, but I just kept messing up on like my 4th or 5th kill. I hate the tail wave mechanic. I think it's one of the worst implemented mechanics in RuneScape. It makes no sense why they did it the way they did, but I'm not salty at all. So won't be getting that. Obviously won't be getting the Grandmaster speed time. That's a bit too fast for my blood right now. And not getting my favorite combat achievement they added. People were complaining that they needed to get 2 pieces of the Huecoatl armor for the Master Clue, and so they thought instead of changing that, they would add a hard combat achievement where you needed 2 pieces of it as well. So that was just a great move there, Jagex. Way to go. Either way, we're moving on. Let's go roll a new task. Alright, back on the spreadsheet, we can complete the task. And let's see what we're gonna go do. Don't really have anything in mind, let's just see it. Get 1 unique from raids. Honestly, I take it back. This is exactly what I wanted. There are so many good upgrades for me from raids still. Most notably, on the top of my list of things that I want, obviously any of the mega rares are going to be good, but I'm not really going to expect any of that. What I would love to see is a Dexterous Prayer Scroll. Rigour is still something that I don't have and would be amazing for like everything going forward. And pretty much any of the other uniques from Chambers is actually really good, apart from like the Bulwark or the Buckler, but I think Chambers is going to be where I'm targeting most of my effort for this task. Theater of Blood also has a lot of useful stuff, specifically the Defender Hilt, but I don't really feel like learning TOB right now. And although TOA's upgrades are great, Masori Body, Shadow, I guess a Mask, they're just a little bit too rare for me to go after right now, considering how long it would take me. So I'm going to go to Chambers. Most likely thing is we don't get a dupe unless we get very unlucky and roll a second Arcane Prayer Scroll. So I'm going to go do some Chambers. I'm going to try and find some people to raid with. And yeah, we'll hope to get that Dex. I'd like to try and get to the point where I can solo Chambers of Xeric without needing to death pile supplies, which I think just comes down to perfecting the 3-0 mage hand and the 4-1 melee hand, just because until I know how to do that, I'm going to take too much damage. But for now, I'm just going to get some practice, some warm-up in with some group raids. I've got a couple people here ready to go, so we're just going to send it. I would also at some point like to try my hand at some CMs, specifically just because even just doing some of them are some free combat achievement points, and there should be better chance at a unique in theory. So yeah, like I said, for now, we're just going to send some. See, now that's the exact reason I wanted to do some group raids first. That first Olm back is always so sloppy, but hopefully I can dial it in and remember what the heck I'm doing. Any purples? No. Hey, Elite Clue. My friends had to go, and I decided that I'm going to try a solo instead of going to find new people to raid with. And I'm remembering how much I hate doing solo raids. Haven't even got to Ulm yet, and I'm already dreading this, but we'll go try it out. I made the classic blunder of forgetting to bring stamina potions, making it impossible to actually practice the things I was trying to do, but even without that, I was reminded how much I hate solo chambers. I think I'm just gonna go find people. This just isn't fun. But I got another elite clue, so it's fun. Yay! Now that I don't need any more elite clues for tasks, I'm handing them all in for masters, which means that every time I get an elite clue, I have to go and get a hard, a medium, and an easy clue as well. So it does give me a little break from the raids, which is kind of nice, but sometimes it does take a little while. And then I also have to go and do the master clue, so yeah, just gonna go and do that real quick. As I wait for the people I'm gonna be raiding with to get here, now seems like a good time to remind you guys that if you want to join in on some of the raids, you have to be looking in either the clan chat or the Discord. I post in both when I'm looking for people to raid with, so if you want to join in one of those two places. The Discord link is in the description, and the clan name is TaskSpoons, pluralized. So yeah, feel free to join either or both. A nice little 4+3 scaled raid. Where's the purple game? Okay, well that's not bad, honestly. Unfortunately, right in the middle of relearning raids, I do have to go away for the weekend, so I'm gonna make my way over here to the Redwoods, and any spare time I can just go on my phone and hit some trees. One thing I would like to do in the videos going forward is implement some progression towards maxing each episode. So whether that's getting a level or something each time, just slowly working my way towards max. And woodcutting is one of the ones that is just sort of, you just have to put the hours in, you just have to grind woodcutting, and any spare time I have, I feel like this is a good activity to do. Currently 97, 500k to 98, so yeah, hopefully we can get a level. Okay, hello to the gamers. I am back. Last night I got in kind of late and decided to just woodcut my way through the rest of the evening, where I managed to finish off 98 woodcutting. And I explained all this yesterday when I did it, but my mic wasn't set properly when I restarted my computer, so you didn't hear any of it. So here I am today, realizing my mistake. And yeah, I think we're gonna just go right back to the raids. 98 woodcutting is a great head start. I'd love to finish that off at some point. But yeah, that'll be my AFK activity, and let's go back to Chambers as Eric. Actually, I take it back. I completely forgot I did enough woodcutting that I got one of each clue, so I have a master clue I'm gonna go and do first, but this should only take a little bit. So, not gonna lie, I was really hoping that I would have gotten an item on the 69th raid, just because that would have been fun, but as I went to check my raids tracker, it's just not working, the thing that keeps track of how many points you're actually getting, which is a better metric to determine if you're dry or not on an item than just KC, because KC obviously doesn't take into account your actual percent chance. So, yeah, unfortunate there. I'm just gonna have to go off KC for this task, and yeah, not the 69th one, that's for sure. Well, I gotta go do some real life stuff, so I'm gonna be taking a bit of a break, but I guess for you guys it doesn't really matter, because you're just gonna see the next raids almost immediately. But I did want to take this time while I remembered, just to say a big thank you to everyone who's come raid with me. I'm not gonna shout you all out individually, but I do really appreciate it. I really hate solo chambers, so having people to raid with makes these raids tasks way, way more enjoyable for me. So yeah, hopefully when I come back, I can find more people. Purple! I don't know what it is yet, though! Oh, but they probably know. Oh my goodness, please be something new. Just anything new. Yes! I did it! It's done! We finally got Rigour! Oh my god. Yes! Oh my god, my heart is pounding. I didn't want them to spoil it before I looted it, because I have the plugin that hides what item it is until you loot the chest, and I got the deck scroll. It's incredible. Not to mention, I also got a combat achievement for something. I don't know what that was, but oh my god, yes, dude. Oh, yes. I have gone so long on this account without Rigour, and I don't necessarily mean Chambers KC-wise. Obviously, I'm only at 75 KC, so to have both prayers unlocked is actually really amazing, but more so that I have over 6,000 hours of gameplay on this account, 254 days almost of gameplay without Rigour. This is like, I've been wanting this for so long. I don't know what to say. I just want to learn it. This is going to feel so amazing. This is going to unlock so many new things for me. Oh my god, it looks so good, dude. Now I can actually finally take this prayer filter off. I've kept this on for so long just because I've needed to use Steel Skin when using Eagle Eye in a bunch of situations, so I could finally hide these low-level prayers and just use the 3 good ones. Man, Rigour is just, this is so big for me. So I just ran a DPS calc with my current best in slot range gear using Eagle Eye and using Rigour. And obviously this is on a target with no range defense, so including the accuracy, it's probably an even higher DPS increase, but just on the max hit alone, going from Eagle Eye, which is a max hit of 43, to Rigour, which is a max hit of 46, is a 7% damage increase which is just insane for one unlock. Not to mention, the main thing that I actually wanted Rigour for was the defense, going from an extra 25% defense just for having Rigour on, compared to, even if I was using Steel Skin, only being a 15%, which oftentimes I wouldn't even bother. It's just, Rigour is just so huge. I'm so excited, man. So before we go and roll a new task, I wanted to go and do some of the stuff I've been putting off. So I went to do my Tears of Guthix, I went to go and do a couple other daily things, and I figured I might as well actually go and collect my kingdom. This has been sitting here for quite a while. I don't know exactly how long, but I'm going to put all of my workers onto maple logs and teak logs, specifically just for birds' nests, even more specifically for god egg nests, being, you know, a collection logger that I am. More god eggs the better, so let's just see what we get. Honestly, that's pretty good. Almost 100,000 maple logs, like 1,000 birds' nests. That's actually way better than I thought. This is sick. And you know me, I can't just leave these eggs in the bank. I gotta go use them right away. I've been having some pretty good luck today, so let's continue it. One evil chicken piece, please. Oh well. Honestly, I am not disappointed at all. I'm just in such a good mood. Let's go roll a new task, and hopefully it's something I actually get to use my new prayer at. Alright, here we go, back on the spreadsheet. We can complete that raid's task, and 75% through the elite tier. That's a cool milestone. And let's generate a new task. I don't really care what it is, as long as I get to hit things with ranged, and therefore get to use Rigour. So anything I get to do that is good. Upgrade to the Expert Dragon Archer headpiece. Well, I guess I do get to use Rigour, but it's not exactly what I had in mind. So as far as the Chompy bird hats go, I'm currently at 1030 KC, because it only took me 30 kills to end up with a pet, which was very nice. But the top Chompy bird hat requires 4,000 Chompy kills, and there's 2 tasks left on the spreadsheet, this one and one more. And I don't really know, like, where it wants me to go on the first task, and then obviously the last task would be to finish it. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is probably going to go to 3000 KC. That'll get me all but the very last hat, and then we'll save the last hat for the last task. I don't really know why there's 2 tasks. Honestly, they could have just made it 1. And in fact, if I'm in the mood, I might just end up getting all 4,000 kills right now, because there's no real reason not to, but yeah. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is my glorious outfit. This is what I have determined to be the best range armor that I need. So according to the wiki, you only need about 60 range accuracy to essentially never miss on Chompies. So the rest of it is all just prayer bonus without sacrificing any ranged attack bonus. So this is what I'm wearing, which I think is awesome. I love when outfits look this funny when they're actually like my best armor. I don't know, this is just so funny to me. But yeah, let's go get started. Apparently, according to the wiki, you can get like 250 to 300 kills per hour. So to get 2,000 more kills shouldn't take too long. So as you can see here from my Chompy Hunter plugin, not including time where I'm, you know, refilling my stats like my prayer and my run, or refilling the bellows, just purely killing the Chompy chicks, I actually am getting over 300 kills per hour. That'll probably go down when I have to go and do those other things, like I said, but I'm optimistic that this shouldn't take too long. It's just kind of boring, but that's okay. Okay, well, I no longer trust my plugin because now it's saying that I'm getting 6,000 kills an hour, which, that can't be right. Oh hey, would you look at that, my first pet dupe. Cool, wonder how many of those I'm gonna get. Man, for a guy whose job it is to record himself playing RuneScape, I sure am bad at it. But there is another pet dupe on 2,172 KC. I was gonna record an update at like 2,000, and then I realized that it literally just doesn't matter. There's like nothing to record here other than the pet dupes, I guess. Okay, so I take it back. Something of note actually did happen. I ran out of arrows. Apparently the 400 something adamant brutal arrows I had was not enough. So I'm gonna go make like, I don't know, like 1,000 rune arrows. That should be good. By the way, in case you didn't know, because I almost forgot, and fortunately I saw something on the wiki that reminded me, this guy actually just sells archery tree logs and is very convenient for when you need to make 1,000 of these. Because when you fletch them, you only get like, I think it's like 2 to 6 arrow shafts. So having the ability to just buy them is huge for me. Alright, there we go. 1,000 rune brutal arrows. Surely that'll be enough to finish this. We are on 2,315 KC. So 700 more to at least finish the task, and then maybe an optional 1,000 more, which I'll probably just end up doing because I'm here anyway. Oh, and there is pet dupe number 3 for total. Very cool. And there is pet dupe number 4. That was like 70 kills later. You know, at first I wasn't going to do this, but I mean, I'm here and you're here, so here we go. This is Teaspoon's rant on why Chompy bird hunting sucks and what they could do to make it slightly more bearable. Now, obviously, the core gameplay loop is not that fun, at least to me. Maybe some people really enjoy it, but if you don't know how this works, you have to inflate these toads by using these ogre bellows that you fill up with swamp gas, place them down, which act as bait, which spawn the chompy birds that you have to kill with the stupid ogre bow. Now, at its core, that doesn't sound any worse than any other thing that RuneScape makes you do, and in fact, I don't really think it is. But for some reason, they decided to make it as inconvenient as possible. Everything about this activity is essentially designed to make you just take longer than it has to. So, for example, for some reason, they made it so each of these ogre bellows only has 3 charges when you charge them with swamp gas, which is already annoying in and of itself. I mean, you could just have 1 with a bunch of charges, or even just make them all have like 10 or something, but moving past that, each one of these 24 ogre bellows that I need in my inventory weigh 0.51 kilograms, which means at a minimum, it's adding 12 kilograms of weight for an activity that you need to run around and be moving quickly and going between the toads and the birds and whatnot. So just at its core, it's already just saying, screw you, you're going to run out of run energy. You either need to bring staminas or you need to go back and refill your run somewhere. Now, moving past that, they decided to add random ticks of delay to pretty much every action in this activity. So for starters, if you want to suck up the swamp bubbles, you'll notice how slow it goes if you just let it do it automatically. Now, I did find out that you can manually click on them to do it much faster, which is a very nice quality of life. Would recommend if you're doing this yourself, because filling up, again, 24 ogre bellows worth of swamp gas was just annoying. But moving on from that, for example, when you go to suck up a swamp toad, let me find one that's not moving so I can show you. When you click on it, there's a 1 tick delay before it actually does it. And then there's like a 4 tick action to actually pick up the swamp toad. Again, I don't know why they made it so slow. 1 tick delay, then like, okay, I guess it's a 3 tick animation, making it a 4 tick delay in total. Very nice. And then when you go to place the swamp toad, again, there's a random delay, then a 1 tick animation, and then it makes your character move 1 tick away from it, making it a 3 tick action in total. Why the extra delay? This could be such a smooth, like, seamless activity if it just didn't have those extra things. Now, the last thing I want to complain about is the random inability to attack a bird that's actually eating the bait. So you'll notice I'm trying to click on him, but while he's in the animation of actually eating the toad, for some reason you just can't attack them. Which, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but oftentimes like 6 or 8 birds will spawn at a time because I'll kind of go through a cycle of placing a bunch of bait down and then they'll all spawn at once. And I'm trying to click on them all quickly so I can get back to filling up more swamp toads, so I can get back to spawning more birds. And the inability to attack the ones that you can't really tell are eating the bait, but you just have to sort of spam click on them and then you find out. It's not necessary, Jagex. Just let us kill the bird. Anyways, that was all. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. We now return to your regularly scheduled programming of me killing birds. Cool. And pet dupe number 5. So I actually take it back. There's one more thing I want to add to my rant. Why did they make it so you have to use just the worst ranged weapon in the game, combined with specialty arrows that are both bad and otherwise useless outside of the activity? Why can't we just use our normal bows? I mean, you're telling me I have 55 million ranged experience and I don't know how to shoot a big chicken with a normal bow? I mean, really? Okay, now I'm done for real this time. Maybe. I don't know, until something else annoys me. Okay, hello, good morning to the gamers. Not gonna lie, it's been like 2 days since I recorded anything. I've sort of just like disassociated and been editing and fishing and doing a little bit of this in between when I need a break. And we're at like 3,800 kills. I need like 137 more kills. So I'm just gonna do it, get the 4,000, and we'll be done with this forever. Because yeah, I'm not having a great time here. Not gonna lie, not that fun. All right, this is it. One more Chompy bird, and we are done. 4,000 Chompies killed. What a waste of time. But let's go ahead and make it official and claim my new hats. For some reason, they make you claim all the old ones first, but there we go. A bunch of collection logs. We're done. Man, that does, I will admit, that does feel pretty good to get like 5 new collection log slots, but yeah, 19 of 19 Chompy bird hunting, 6 pet dupes in the end, and we are finally done. Never have to kill another Chompy bird. It ended up taking me so much longer than I had anticipated. Now, most of it was because of the 2 days of editing I did in the middle, but still, I'm excited to move on. Let's go roll a new task. Hopefully it's short, and we can do it right now. So I went in and manually completed both Chompy bird hunting tasks on the spreadsheet, and we can just roll a new one. Let's see what we're doing. Get 1 unique from Araxor. Okay, sure, yeah, this is good. I still have a bunch of things I want to get from Araxor. Most notably the Fang to upgrade my amulet, and the 2 halberd pieces, because I do actually have some uses for the Noxious halberd, so any of those would be nice. I've only done 82 kills, and I already have a bunch of drops, so my luck there has been pretty good, and I'd like to continue it. And the next best thing is, I think, if I remember correctly, I might have an Araxor task saved. Perfect, 242 Araxors, let's go. But I am going to have to save it for the next video. This video's already gone on long enough. So that's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button and check if you're subscribed. And maybe leave me a comment while you're down there, as those are the best ways to help my videos with the YouTube algorithm. And other than that, I'll see you in the next one. I want to give a big thank you to all of my channel members, but a special thank you to my Tier 3 Big Spoon channel members, Alchemist BTW, Jack Staumer, Zach Martin, Luxitaire, Tony Adkins, Dolph, Fading Shadow, Mondeep Bassi, and Frank Chandler. And if you want to see your name here in the credits for the rest of the season, consider becoming a channel member. The lowest tier is only $2 a month, and it really helps me out. Thank you.